Hey, will I have your attention for a quick second? Don't worry, it won't take too long. Do you know Funracers, the kind of games that sell for $90 max? I know, you're tired of it, probably. What if I told you that there's a Funracer out there that costs $15 max and on sale even only free? And it's probably the game that has lived the Funracer vein for the last 3 years. Well, it'd be pretty awesome to do something like that. But what game could that be? Are you interested? Then let's start. Funracers are a very special genre of game, which makes developing a good one very difficult. While researching, I tried to find any big titles and found nothing basically besides Mario and maybe Garfield. Yeah, bitch! Something from TinyBuild, notorious for peaking absolute garbage, making a Funracer is very interesting to say the least. The making is more remade, the game is from 2016. Look, they even have PewDiePie as DLC in there. God, I feel old. But we get too ahead of ourselves. When you first boot up the game, it gives you mainly 3 options. Firstly, the practice. It contains a tutorial that gives you all the knowledge and inputs you need to know for the game, and unlike in other games, it is actually useful. In there you can also solo race to scout out the maps and develop some new strats. And you can also compete against bots, so the ultra strats mainly spend most of their precious lifetime here. Secondly, the game has an actual campaign. The story is something racing between the lines, but mainly you're the new guy in town and have to fight 4 contestants across various maps. The final boss is literally a chicken man and looks like he has spent the last 50 hours in the PC Master subreddit. You can choose 4 difficulties, the last one literally broke me. You also unlock the first afterwards for multiplayer, so you can race around in a chicken costume. And now we come to the main game mode, the multiplayer. The multiplayer is the heart of the game and contains everything you need for a great night. Or a horrible one if you play ranked. There you get outfragged by Dutch people moving at 99% of light speed. Maybe it has something to do with the developers, I don't know. But mainly you will play quick match and custom games with friends. In multiplayer matches you can choose between online matches, friends and local. You can also play against bots, but you will do that, don't you? Here you can also choose your character squad. Your first matches consisting of Speedrunner, Unicorn, Hothead and Cosmonaut. You also get other characters later with story mode, reminding DLCs, by having special characters in chat, and progression. Progression or leveling is important because it unlocks new characters, skins, game modifiers, and actual point of it, maps. At the start you only have 2, but at the end you have a roster that isn't quite as quanta as Smash Bros, but quality-wise perfection. Every map is spaced out so perfectly and is so iconic that it literally just makes you appreciate the dev's work. It's designed to have every part of it be just a tad bit different from the last one, but still designed in a creative way. Anyways, you got the characters of your choice selected, got your imaginary rivals ready, pick the map of your choice, and finally press the start button, you're off to go. And the gameplay is just a work of art. The game creates a feeling of speed, power, but also in a way of tension. Every single second matters, and one single mistake could cost it all. The objects and map design try to slow it down and test your skills and agility to dodge them. Your opponents, very aware of this, have to race against you, struggling in the same way you do. It is a brutal 1-to-1 fight, just waiting for someone to slip up. You miss the speed boost and the enemy pulls out a grappling... Wait, what was that? Looks like you lost this one, and that's all thanks to this bastard. Enter the golden grappling hook. This single item can, or most terms does, be an instant run killer. No matter how far or spread out you are, this lousy F will get you and does not only push you multiple meters away, killing you instantly on most instances, but it also gives your opponent a boost, so you have literally no real chance of winning. This item is clearly overpowered. Or is it? When the golden approaches you, you can just dodge it by crouching at the right time. While this seems like a simple solution to an overcomplex problem I described, indeed, it isn't. The crouching has to be timed at the right time, just close enough to not grab it, but not too early to lose some important speed. Because believe it or not, in a game called Speedrunners, speed is absolutely necessary. Nearly all of the items in the game revolve about taking your speed and making your victory harder, be it by freezing in or throwing a fireball at you. It really shows the conceptual mind of the devs and their thinking speed. But just to close it off, more items include boxes to slay enemies, bombs, rockets, or a shockwave. And they do interact with each other, so a shockwave can push away media. These items, when correctly used, can be a real game decider, but you can block nearly every single item in the game except the shockwave. Anyways, back to the gameplay. I absolutely love the tension of the game. Unlike a Mario Kart where it has its ups and downs, Speedrunners has constant tension with parkours to traverse, more regular items to use, and certain routes with shortcuts to make. The game adapts to your playstyle with different routes, certain short points or shortcuts, but you have to adapt in the game too, depending on items used, shortcuts closed or boxes thrown. Long story short, it's absolute cinema. It lies in this constant tension, sometimes to the point of a sudden death, where the map is closing, something Smash Ultimate Challenge stole 1 year after. The game consists of multiple rounds, each one ending after only one player is left. Afterwards, you start where you left off and the winner gets a point. The first person who reaches 3 points wins. This is also a great way to literally bully people when you score 3 kills or you kind of like rounds. This is also a good time to mention the music. Last time I forgot to mention the host of the game, but this time it is a must. These 9 songs have burned themselves into my brain and are just atmospheric masterpieces. Not quite Persona tier, but something close to it. Here's an example. It just feels like candy to my ears. After this orchestral peak and attention to the gameplay, the game's over and you get your XP. There you get level for new maps, my favorite ones being Casino and Nightclub. You also unlock light and progression game modifiers, which get randomly selected by the speed roulette for each round and can get infinitely hilarious, so it's definitely worth a try. You also get some new characters and skins, which are nice to have. Good to mention is a style for the speedrunner, which literally gives you a debuff. The devs really wanted to piss off the achievement hunters, so it's an achievement to win a ranked game with this. The devs literally said easy, get good. While we're at it, the achievements in this game range from doable to absolutely ridiculous. For example, you have to beat the entire campaign on the highest difficulty, don't touch the floor for an entire 30 seconds, max out all your levels and at least get bronze in rank. What the fuck? This is insane. And on the other hand, you have beat this chapter on any difficulty or spin the speed roulette. Basically, have fun 100%ing this game. And this is basically it. This is the game. Speedrunners also have some community workshop maps because unlike some companies, they actually love their customers. So you can enjoy even more racing. And this all for just $3, unlike other games.
Where is the money?
I gave it to Mario Kart World!
It also has some paid cosmetics, kinda crazy for 2015, but I guess this is the workflow. You can at least support the devs with it. Speaking about them, they are planning to release a sequel this year with an 8-player mode, 64-player tournaments, and updated 3D graphics. The old devs from the first game work on this, but also the developers of Nick All-Stars, so we'll have to see how this turns out. I'm pretty hyped for the future of this game, because Speedrunners is just everything I want a Funracer to be. It is quick, has amazing and balanced pacing, and is just in general really fun. No need for 30 plus tracks with an expansion pass consisting mostly of recycled maps, just a handful of maps being enough for its game's sake. And if you really need more maps, the amazing Speedrunners community has you covered. The game hosts until today yearly tournaments to decide the king of speed 9 years after its launch. I can't describe how much passion the devs have for such an old game. I love Funracing to the brim, and this game is everything Mario Kart can be. With that said, my name is Basti, I'll see you soon, and this was